Hi guys, welcome to the React series. In this tutorial, we're gonna see a props. So let's get started. Here, props is a property, and if you want to pass data in between this component, for instance, I have a parent component. I want to pass the data from the parent to the child. In that case, we use the props. So let's see by the example here. I have a component in this. I have a two component here. One is parent component, another one is child component. So I go to this app.js. I have imported the parent component here. I want to pass the value here. So here I have a h1 tag called parent name. Here I have to pass the name through this attribute called. You can give any attribute. This is a property we call it as. So here I want to pass the name here, Ram here. Just save this and go to the parent.js. Here I have to get the particular name property here with the help of props here. So just I want to print the props dot here have a property called name. Then I can get the value Ram here. So I have to give props dot name. I saved this and you could see here, you refresh this browser, I can able to see the parent name here Rom. So uh, so if I have any just I want to console this props, you could see how it works. So it's console log of the props here. So you can see the property have a name and the rom, right? So here the property is what? The name and the rom. So how I can access the rom here? Props dot name, I could access the rom here. Similarly, have to pass the name to the child component. From the parent, I want to pass the data to the child. So here I have to import the child component here with the self-closing tag. Here I have to pass the property here. You can give any name here. I gonna give a child name, and here I have to pass the ROM here with the help of this props dot name. So I just say paste this and save this, and I have to get the data from the parent to the child through the props property. And mm, if I console this log property here, you could able to know here you see here, I have a child property, child name colon rom. If you go to this parent.js, I have a property called child name props dot name. I have a value of rom here. So here have to, how I get the value here? I have to access through props dot. So here I have to access the child name, right? So child name I have to give. Then you can get the rom as a value here, right? So if suppose I have a object here, consider here in the app.js const data as a variable. Here I'm passing object here. My object is name, and here I passing rom here. So I just remove this rom here. I'm gonna give the data here. So the data is this data is holding the object, right? I'm just passing the data. Now you could see I got the error, right? So I have to change something here. I just, for the sake of understanding, I remove this thing, and also I remove this. And if I see here in the props, I just refresh it and you could see clearly. And in the name, I have a name. It's holding this object, right? So here go to the app.js. In the data, how I get this rom here? Props dot name, I can access the rom here. Here name dot name, I can access the rom here. So go to the parent component. Here you have to give in the JavaScript expression, JSX expression, props dot name dot name, and just save this, and you could see here I got the value rom here. Similarly, I have to pass to the child component child name here, child name equal to, I want to pass this props dot name dot name, and so I save this, and you can this is similar to that of which I have just refresh it, and you could see the child name, if I it's similar to the before I have said, right? Child name props dot child name, you get the value rom here. So I got the parent name and child name in the app component. I declared through the object, I can get the value. So now if suppose I have a object of the array of object here, so how I can access the array of object? Let just save this, and before that I have only object. Now I have a array of object. In that case I got error, right? uh, because I'm not getting any value here. hmm. So how could I access the array? So here you can see this props, how I, you see here how I can access the ROM here. The name of zero dot name, I can access the ROM here. So here you have to give props dot name of zero dot name here. Similarly, I have to give name of zero, save this, and you could see here I can able to get the ROM here. So if suppose I have list of object, I want to list all the names in the property. So here I just instead of the Ram, I gonna give Radha. So if I save this, and you can get the same value, but I want the child name should print Ram and Radha, both value has to come. So for that, go to the parent component. So the parent component, I want only the Ram field. In the child component, I want to get I just pass this prop start name in the array. I have just, I want to say uh, here have to give props here, just props I'm passing. So I got the error, right? So here I have to give name dot name. Save this, and you look at this. So here I have to remove this. So for that only I got the error, right? So here I just save this and look at here, and I pause the name here. Yes, I got. So the child name, I have this two array. So the array object, the list of object in the form of array. In the zeroth, I have a name, and first index I have a name. I want to print the child name should the value of Ram and Radha. So here I have passed the props dot name. So in the props dot name, it's holding it has a property is child name, right? So here gonna go to this child component, and I have to give here. So in the curly bracket, you have to give props dot name, the props dot child name I have to give. So I have to give props dot child name. So in that I have a list of object, right? With the help of the map method, I can able to make a list. So here I have to give, and I have to pass the list here, and I want to return something here, and the p tag, I have a list. So here I have to give curly bracket list, I have to print, and also I have to pass the key here. Here key equal to pass the index, right? So if you save this, and go back to the browser, so I got error something like objects are not valid. So with the key names. Yes, the object with keys. So I have to give list dot name here. I have to give. So once I save this and go to the browser here, so I got the value right. So here my child has a two array. One is zeroth index, first index. So if I want to access a props dot child name, I have stored it in the list. So in the list I have a name property. So name this it's holding two object. So the list dot name I have to access. Then only I can able to display this Ram and Radha. So here I can able to pass the data from the parent component to the child component. So thank you all of you.